here in sunny Sands Beach. First of all, I have to say, and my wife, they said it to you yesterday or earlier in the week when we saw you looking very, very healthy.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure if healthy means a little bit. I've heard curvy sort of, but Brett, who is obviously my coach the last 13 years and has been an amazing role model as a coach, and he always told me that a good coach is a coach that's 5 or 10 kilos over their race weight. And so I haven't weighed myself. I don't know how much over I am my race weight, but there's a lot of coaches out there that are racing their athletes and spending a lot of time thinking about themselves. And like I say, Brett's my role model, and he didn't race his athletes, he didn't train with his athletes. Although he did, when I first started, he did come for the odd jog with us, which was nice, but he wasn't out there like trying to race us. And he was on poolside, or he was at the races supporting us rather than trying to look after himself and race. And I think that really means something to me. And I'm not trying to put on weight. I don't actually want to get too fat, but yeah, I'm probably a little bit curvier than I was, but I'm happy, and I've done my racing, and now I'm concentrating on the coaching and not so into myself.
So 2002, your first Ironman, and if I remember right, I think you won that as well. Did you have any idea then that you'd go on to do 50, 60, more after that?
I had no idea at all. Brett decided that I possibly had a talent for some longer distance triathlons, and when he put me into the first long distance, which was an iron distance in Ironman, the week after Commonwealth Games in 2002, I don't think I knew what an Ironman was. I don't think I knew what I was getting myself into. And I loved triathlon, and I tried very hard, but I was getting quite put off by the shorter distance and coming out to swim so far behind and never really doing anything very good. But when I went there, and I completely surprised myself and won it, because I was fit, because I'd been training with Brett and he'd got me fit. It was something I'd never experienced before, winning such a special race, and it really gave me an uplift, and I really thought, my God, I can be good at something, and it really motivated me to keep going and not give up, because I had that thought in my head, giving up with the short distance, because it wasn't really happening very well, and there was no way of making money with the results I was getting. And suddenly I had this opportunity to do something really well, and it took off, and for the next 13 years it just kept on going and going, and it was a very, very special time. Looking back on it now, there was nothing better. It was amazing.
Tell me a bit about your sort of mental approach to Ironman racing, because you've always been renowned for being tough physically and mentally, and often before races you read and hear and see quotes from yourself about things like, say, I'm ready to go to war. You're talking quite sort of aggressive and determined tones. Was that something that you just naturally had throughout your career?
It seemed to be a natural thing. I think I was brought up in quite a remote sort of way, and I had to be tough in my childhood to get, not to get through, but that's the way we didn't live a luxurious life at all. It was quite a tough sort of way of life, and I look back on it. And then with Brett behind me as well, he's quite a tough, he's renowned to be quite tough, and I think that helped me. But the two of us together, we've just created this desperate athlete, and he would tell me that I had no talent, and the only way I was going to succeed was to work very, very hard and to be fitter than everyone else. And over time that gave me confidence, and suddenly I had this confidence to say that I was going to go out and go to war.
Competing in long distance triathlon, obviously it's not an Olympic discipline, so really the highest accolade you can win is a world championship, and you did that with the ITU, your long distance, in 2006. Where does that rank in terms of career achievements? Because for somebody just describe yourself as not having much talent, that's a pretty high bar to have achieved.
Yeah, I forget what I've done. It's amazing what I've done, and it's all down to Brett guiding me really and getting the best out of me. That World Championship was amazing. I was a very untalented athlete, and I went from untalented to, I couldn't even say talented, but hard-working and desperate, and those two things together are pretty powerful, and I really wanted it, and I got it. Yeah.
You talk about there being that sort of mental toughness. You competed for a long time against a lot of other athletes. Who amongst those was maybe your toughest opponent or opponents? Were the people that you knew, if you saw them on the start line, you thought, I'm in for a battle today because they had similar traits, and if you showed weakness, they would come out top?
People came and went. There were definitely people like that I would worry about. But when I was at my best, I was unstoppable. Really, I believed in myself, and it wasn't a problem. I really believed that anyone was beatable, and I'd go out and I'd just give it my best and try not to worry about anyone else around me. But for sure, there was tough competitors, and Chrissy came along and was up to the level of everyone because she showed everyone another step. Maybe I think I did show people, and maybe in the UK, what you can do in Ironman, but then she came along and upped the level again. To name people off the top of my head is difficult, but like Erica Cosmore was a very tough one. If she was on the start line, she would always give it her best. And
so someone like you raced a lot and got a lot of results over a long period as well.
Yeah, she's very similar, and still going now as well. And she's getting a bit older and still doing brilliant. It's early in the year right now, but last year she had some brilliant results. So I every respect to her to keep going, because in the end, what I did was quite tiring on my body, and it was showing, and it shows now. My legs aren't the same as when I first started. I've done a lot on my legs, and she's done very well to keep going.
One of the years that always stands out for me, and it probably doesn't get the credit I think it deserves, is 2008 for you, because you raced 8 Ironman races, and you won 5 of them. You broke the British record, and your best result ever in Kona. Your worst result was 4th at Ironman New Zealand, and you won Wimbledon as well. That was quite a remarkable year, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Unbelievable. I was on fire that year, and I think that was the year Brett said to me at the finish line, "You just had the race of your life," and I was like, wow, okay. It was very special, and not many people have done it, and I was in the shape of my life, and I'll never forget it.
That's going to be my next question actually. For all the races that you've done, irrespective of the importance of the race, or even whether you won or not, what would you regard as your single best physical performance, the closest you ever got, if you can do in training, to your perfect race?
Possibly. 2008 was unbelievable. I had so many amazing results. I think, I can't remember if I beat Julie Dibbins at that 70.3 in Wimbledon. That was pretty good. But the Ember Man, where Brett said that was the race of my life, because Erica Cosmore and I were on the start line together, and we raced each other very hard, and we pushed each other very hard, and I had a very fast time, and I ran very well off of the very hard bike, and so that was a very special one. But then my 7th in Hawaii that year has to be one of my most special results, because I was brought up in Scotland. I never thought I could do a hot race, and I'd always struggled before. But that year I was fit and I was smart, and I came 7th, and I was running past people, all the big names, and I was running past them, and that was really good. And well, possibly it was a 6th place as well. So that was one of my best results, I think.
So final question for this part of the interview. Again, going back to 2008, Ironman South Africa, very special race, I know, for you and Stephen. Stephen won his first Ironman. You ended up, if I remember right, in a sprint finish for the victory with Edith Niederfrieder. Did you know at that point that Stephen had won, and did that make a difference to making it a sort of family level as well?
Absolutely. It's funny you're bringing up all these different races that I forget about. I don't forget about, but they're not always on my mind. And thinking about it now, it's like, oh my God, that was unbelievable. That day I had a puncture on the bike, and I thought my day was over. I felt like I was standing inside the road for 15 minutes. I can't remember if it was, but it was a long time, and I thought that my race was done. And somebody eventually, I think it was a mechanic, came and he gave me the part I needed. It was a gas or an adapter or something, and I was like, well, I could just ride back and go back to my hotel, but then I was like, well, what else am I going to do this afternoon? I've got nothing else planned. I might as well just keep going, and I did. And Edith, I think, there was some other girls way up the road, but then later on she had punctured as well, so it sort of brought things back together without me realising. And then we were running, I think I was close to the lead or something, and as I was running past, I caught up with Edith. She was ahead of me on the run, and just as we were passing the finishing chute, Stephen had gone in to win, and Edith and I were running shoulder to shoulder, and we weren't talking, and she looked across to me and she said, congratulations. Oh, here's my goosebumps again. She just said congratulations to me for Stephen, and I was like, oh wow, that's very, I didn't say anything to her because I was just, but we kept on running shoulder to shoulder, and I got a real uplift from Stephen winning that day, and somewhere or another I managed to have a real power at the end, and we had a sprint finish, and I managed to get her. I don't know where it came from, but hearing Stephen win was unbelievable, and I thought, wow, what a day this could be if I could also win. And just some sort of inner strength came to me. It was special, another special one.
Some fantastic memories, and we'll go on in our next piece, and we'll go on with the rest of the career of Bayliss.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.